Monahans, 1998, take 7. Hey, Steve Arnold here from Science Channel's Meteorite Men with a really fun trip down memory lane for me. I was cleaning out some old meteorites of mine, seeing what I could offer, and I came across this little container, and I don't know if you can hardly even see that, but there was, in this little container are some little crumbs from, to my pleasant surprise, Monahans 1998. Now, for me, this is a really fun meteorite. Back in 1998, after school one day, there was a meteorite that landed right next to 7 boys, junior high boys, playing basketball. And they were sitting there or standing there shooting hoops, and all of a sudden, boom, this meteorite landed right where there wasn't a sidewalk, but if there was a sidewalk, it landed right there where that sidewalk would have been. And so, they're looking at each other, wow, what is this? And someone ended up calling the police. The police chief came out and confiscated the meteorite without the due process of law. And took it to the city hall and down to the police station. And then the city manager told one of the parents, the landowner, that if they wanted the rock back, they were going to have to, they weren't going to turn it over till a judge ordered them to. And so this parent, the parent who owned the land, 2 of the 7 boys were his sons. A couple other kids from a couple other families, their parents got together and went, well, okay, if you'll make us sue you, we will, and we'll get a judge to order you to turn the rock over. Well, the city manager spoke out of turn because it was really the city council who had to make decisions like this. And it took the city council, it was something like 2 or 3 weeks before they could get this on the agenda. And in that time, the groundswell just festered. And this is back before the internet for the most part. The letters to the editor poured in, and this is back old school. People had to write physical letters. The editor of the paper there told me over 1,000 people, and this is a little town, all over the world wrote in, give the boys their rock back. Well, finally, when the city council got around to putting this on their agenda, they immediately held a vote, unanimous, let's give the rock back to the boys, as it should have been from the very beginning. What should have happened was that the city wanted to make a claim on it. The city should have gone to a judge and had the judge order the boys to turn over the meteorite. Well, the landowner decided he wanted the 7 different boys to share it. And during this process, I was brokering meteorites. And these parents hired me to help them sell their meteorite. Well, of course, we couldn't sell the meteorite till we got it in our hands. And finally, through all this red tape, and the rock in the meantime went to NASA. NASA was studying it. They found salt crystals in this with water from outer space. Now, how freaky is that? Were first found in these blue, purplish, halite crystals, salt crystals that were found inside this meteorite. And we ended up getting the rock back, and all the boys wanted to have a little piece of the meteorite, and so there was a little portion we broke off, and each one took it, and then I was working on a commission, so I took my commission on what we divvied up in rock, and then we sold the rock at auction, and then everybody got their money. And so I had some crumbs I sold out 10 years ago, 11, probably even 12 years ago. It didn't take long. Everybody wanted a piece of this, especially after NASA talked about finding this water from outer space, first time ever in this typically what you'd consider an ordinary chondrite. So anyway, I've got a little bit. What I decided to do is I'm going to put the little crumbs, and gee, you can't hardly see it, can you? And this doesn't focus well. But I've put the one little crumb in here, and I'm not sure how many of these. Some of it's just dust. So I'll try to get a legitimate little crumb into each one of these. Have an ID card with my signature on the back, vouching for what this is. you can't extrapolate the value of this little crumb to what the rock's worth, but there's just so little of this rock on the market, especially the one that the boys found all the legal hubbubaloo that blew up around it. Here's a chance to get a piece of history. I'm going to price this where it's a no-brainer to buy it if you want to collect it. Great story. The good guys won, and it was a great. It took a lot of work, and sometimes the things that are worth fighting for are. Worked out great. You can have a piece of history right here.